main priority is to understand that our spine should always lead our leg. So we want to somehow be focusing. Some people focus on the back part of the spine here, right here. Some people focus here. Some people focus on this chest, but definitely upper body. So like the idea to put your weight on one leg only, pick up your tummy, tummy in, chest forward, knee back, have the space here, and now do this rocking motions to activate your spine. Now, when the spine is active and leading our step, we have a pendulum change same time. Yeah. Yeah. So you see, it's idea not to use your hip, idea to use your spine, which decide that hip. So you see, this is not this, it's more your spine. As your spine proceed, your pendulum changes. As your spine proceed, your pendulum changes. Yes, as your spine proceed, your pendulum not now do. Yeah, so there is a two mistakes. It's only the spine and nothing in the hip, or it's only the hip. And now here we want to coordinate. The more your spine travels, more the hip change. Now your spine travel back, your hip is lifting. Why? Prevent you from falling back. So this rocking motion could be a great exercise. You see, you're a little bit here. I would more think about this. So your chest should be always on top of your leg. Yes, a little bit there. Very good. Yeah, so you constantly, this part is on top of you, not the hip cannot take over the body. Yeah, so that's number one. So learn like this. So let's do another one. Rocking from this side. And you see your upper body, beautiful posture is already deciding the hip. Yes. Boom. It seems like very little movement, but it's very powerful movement because it has to do with the whole spine, with the whole body weight. And the hip is more and more active rather than just the hip or only the body. Okay, so now once we get here, spine continue, now releasing that knee and spine continue, activate the leg. Now, ideally, we have always spine continue the motion. Legs understepping, but the spine is never stop. Spine is never stop. Spine is never stop. Now, it's quite difficult to feel spine motion. Therefore, we're going to use rib cage diagonals. Not only will get more movement, more stretch, we will have a little bit more feel of how to have a spine always travel. So if you create this diagonals in your body, which comes from the rib cage into the opposite hip, doing this exercise, if you stretch these diagonals, this diagonal can represent traveling spine. So it's a rib cage and with the upper chest. So this motion, so not only we stretch, that's create a three-dimensional look, but also you stretch, it can guide your leg. Now from here, you see, you have to know how to get out from here. You see, this side is very strong, this is a little bit behind. So you press this rib in as hip moving forward, but remember the spine should continue forward. But how do we feel the spine? We cannot feel it anymore here, so we're gonna change to the other side. So your spine would be represented by these rib cages and sides and chest forward. So now why we need this information? For example, we can take any step and try to engage upper body in it. For example, we have a sliding door in Rumba. We have backward walk 2. We have replace forward 3. We have hip twist 4-1. We have side 2, 3, 4-1. Or we have for the men version, the same. For the guys, it's exactly, the step is different, but the concept is the same. 4-1 and 2 and 3, 4-1 and 2, 3 and 4-1. So for example, for the ladies part, so once we know this, what we can do already, we can engage upper body before we step back. So we can have a little bit this breathing forward before we step back. 2. Now from here, as we replace forward, not only the leg, not only the hip, we use our upper body. Stretching here. 4-1. So we have this position, instead of having the stomach forward, have rib cage forward. Now from here, use your rib cage in to activate that hip to send the other rib cage out, which activates this leg. 2 and 3. And you see, anytime you bend your knee, you want to cover it with the rib cage, and upper body. And that's how you can go back for one. You can control it. And again, 2 and 30 for one. And now, for example, for the girls, they like to use arms. Never use arms by itself. Always use arms as extension of your body. What is the one of the easiest feelings in the body is a stretch. You can stretch your hip and rib cage in opposite direction. So if you would like to do arm, create a stretch in the body. So now this arm will make total sense to keep it here. You'll feel resistance. The same here. If I want to use my arm, my rib cage, which is a result of the stretch, and stretch is a result of the compression rotation, is activate this arm. Boom. And 30 and forward. And 2 and 3. And now we step forward for the men's version of the sliding door. So same idea. We always land in split weight, but never in split weight. Even in split weight, our body is not flat. We already having direction. We already have a rib cage, very, very strong, which represent traveling spine. Spine travel. Now here we are over the leg, but the hip slightly behind. So we press rib cage, rotate the leg, boom, and already on that leg, under this leg, activating upper body. 2 and 30 forward. And here we can have a little bit like a spiral as an effect. And forward. And 2 and 30 forward. So these movements are very important. So now, let's say if you're doing something like samba, batofogo, same, focusing on upper body, leading the step, upper body, leading our legs. 1, 2, and stretch, 4. Even in samba, this is the main motion. Still, upper body should be extremely active to lead us into direction we would like to go, and also create those actions, stretches. The same if we would like to do a cha-cha-cha, for example, could be continuous leg step. So if you do continuous, sorry, eating my own hair. If you do continuous leg step, if we only focus on the upper body, so the spine leading the leg, and the spine represented by the stretches of the body, and the stretch of the body is a result of the compression rotation, we can have a very cool continuous leg step in cha-cha-cha, which is active, and our body has some life in it, rather than only legs. So the upper body is very important.